Alright, so this is like about the situation right now. So a little background, I traveled all over the world. I've lived in several countries. And I was getting a master's degree in chemistry about 10 years ago. And I was living in Kentucky. And then I moved to Japan because my wife was, demanding me to come here because we got married. And that was back in 2009, or actually 2011. And there were no jobs at all in the U.S. at that time. I mean, I was applying for everything. I was living on food stamps. I was broke. A real difficult situation. And my wife was like, come on to Japan. So I said, okay, I'll try my luck in Japan. Maybe I can get a job over there. And sure enough, as soon as I got here, I did get a job. But it was real low paying and a shit job. I've been here 8 years. And I worked my way up, worked my way through the deal, learned my skill, learned what I'm doing, and on-the-job training type stuff. And now I've got a pretty good job at a global international chemical company. And I'm making good money relative to what people make around this area. So it's pretty good. It's a pretty good salary, And but the government, it takes a lot of it, and it takes about between 50 and 70%, depending on what's going on, what year it is. So very complicated tax system here. So it's a fucking ripoff nonetheless. So I started getting really kind of like depressed about everything because I'm frustrated because I'm paying all these taxes and I'm working so hard, even though I got this kind of good job. But it's like, what's my life? Like, what am I doing? Like, where am I going? What am I just gonna keep getting in the car and driving all day long every fucking day and work all this kind of a stupid job that I don't really want to do? And just make money, and then the government takes more than half of it. You can't save. I mean, what kind of a future do I have here? And I just started realizing that my future here in Japan is really bleak. So it was really depressing, it was a depressing time. And so I started looking for lands that I could buy to invest in that land and build it up, and create this big farm and build up a log cabin on the land and maybe rent it out or maybe live there, and then maybe just open up my life a little bit better. And so I started trying to look around in Japan, because obviously I live in Japan, so I'm going to look for land here. But buying land in Japan is a pain in the ass. It's very expensive. It's like 5-6 times more expensive than in the U.S. or other countries. I don't know. South America probably is real cheap, the land over there. Costa Rica, compared with Japan, I mean, god damn, it's so expensive. Even if it's mountain shit land way out in the middle of nowhere, it's still way more expensive. And then they got all these regulations, like if you live in one town, you can't buy land from another town. Or if you say, I want to buy farmland, then you have to be registered as a farmer. You can't just buy farmland and be what's called a salary worker in this country. The government won't allow you to do it. So I ran into all red tape. Things were too expensive. So I was like, all right, well, fuck, maybe I'm just going to look for land, in the U.S. or something. I mean, Canada would be an option, but I have a U.S. passport. I can get a job in the U.S. So I thought, well, the U.S. is probably my best bet. But I don't want to go back into the lower 48 where it's dangerous, it's a bunch of assholes, it's a rat race, people treat you shitty, government's up your ass, cops everywhere. I wanted to go to somewhere in America that is, they're going to leave you alone. They're going to leave you be. Because it's big and it's open and they're not going to fuck with you. So there's a few places in the States like that. Montana is one. The deserts are another. There's not anywhere in the East. Maybe Maine might be a place like that. I don't know. But basically out west, Montana, not California at all. But Alaska is going to be a good one to do that. And the thing for me is I want to go back and forth. So I need a place that has an international airport, like access. So I could get, land in Montana, but getting to Montana from Japan would be a bitch and very expensive. Because I'd have to take several different flights to get to Boise or Bozeman or something, wherever I buy the land. So Montana, that's not really a good option. Colorado's real expensive, and it's just, Alaska seemed to be the best because you fly right into Anchorage at Ted Stevens Airport, and then you rent a car from the airport, or you can take a taxi to where you want to go. It's real cheap. The taxis, long range taxis in Alaska, real cheap, and you can get to where you want to go, and Alaska's real big, but it's many options, like places you can buy the land. So I bought land. It's about an hour away from the airport. It's not that far, but it's far away enough that it's out in the boondocks. Nobody's gonna fuck with you out there. So that's what I wanted. I wanted something that was, semi-convenient. I got there's gravel depots. You can buy gravel. There's sand. There's manure. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. There's a lumber yard, a couple lumber yards there. They build log houses. There's all kinds of stuff going on. Restaurants, all that bullshit. So that's very convenient for me, so I can go there and set up shop. So I started really focusing on going to Alaska. So this year I finally went there and I saved up my money and I bought a land. It's a 1 acre plot in Big Lake, and it's packed out with beautiful forests. The land's got some flat land. It's got several areas of flat land. It's got a little ridge. It backs up to this huge, hundreds and hundreds and thousands of acres of land. It's a good deal. It's a good deal. It's kind of out in the boondocks, and it's around lakes and stuff. A lot of good hiking out there. A lot of good skiing in the winter, just cross-country ski around those roads for exercise. There's all kinds of good stuff you can do out there in the winter. So I bought the land, and now I'm trying to, and so right now it's August, so in a month I'm going out there and I'm going to work on the land and build a little shack, something I can sleep in, Gonna put a little wood stove in there. Just work on the land, build it up. I only got a week, it's $1,000 budget. So I think I can do it, it's gonna be tough, but I'll try my best. And then, if I lose this job, and because my job is now it's a 1 year contract, so the contract will be up in December of this year. And if HR doesn't renew my contract, then I'm gonna have to get the fuck out of here and go there to to Alaska directly and buy a car, buy a truck, you know. Start going there immediately. And the way that will work out is like I go there and I'll have probably about $12,000, you know, and I'll have some gold, and you know, I'll have some savings. And when I get there, you know, maybe I try to get a job somewhere. It's gonna be difficult in the winter, but if I can't, you know, I'll just live real frugal, and I'll just work on that shack and get it sealed up really good, get it insulated, you know, when I get there, because it's gonna be too cold. The way I'm gonna build it in September, it's not gonna be ready for winter yet. So I don't have time, you know, to insulate it all. But I'll go there, I'll get it all insulated, and I'll buy a truck, and I'll just start living there and survive, you know, try to survive that winter. When spring comes, if I don't get a job by then, I'll probably be able to get a job in spring, summer. Just doing whatever. And then when I get some money rolling in, then I'll start investing into the property. So I've got to build an outhouse. I got to build a farm area, a couple farms. I got to build a greenhouse. I got to build a root cellar. I got to build a bathhouse, a log house. So there's a lot of investment and work that needs to go in to building up this property. And it should be, you know, I should be making progress on this deal. Either, well, basically I'll be making progress from September, but some significant progress by either next year or next year. So, next year, I mean next spring, 2020 spring and 2020 summer, you know, should be able to, the land should be drastically improved by 2021. If everything works out. And we'll just keep investing in there and make it really comfortable. And then, you know, I'd like to buy another land around the area that I just turned into just a pure straight farmland. So like no trees, not interesting, you know, it doesn't have to be big, could be like half an acre. And it's just gonna be real cheap, you know, maybe like $3,000-4,000. And I'll just buy that land and then just convert the whole fucking land into a big ass farm. I'll grow raspberries, I'll grow blueberries, I'll grow cranberries, I'll grow honeyberries, gooseberries. I'll just turn the whole goddamn thing into a big ass berry farm. And a huge section for vegetables, pumpkins, you know, shit like that. I'll just boost it out into a farm, and then I'll sell that stuff, I'll can that stuff. Got a gun, you can shoot some meat, and you got a fishing rod, you can fish, you can catch fish, and if you know how to grow stuff, you can grow a whole bunch of food. I mean, you'll never be hungry over there if you know what you're doing. You don't need money. You know, you just need a very little bit. Buy gasoline, drive you around. I mean, taxes are real minimal over there. That's another reason why I love Alaska. Taxes are just teensy little weensy bullshits. $100 a year or some shit. It's fucking crazy, man. In this country, it's multiples of tens of thousands of dollars a year. I mean, like $30,000 a year I pay in taxes for nothing. Not a fucking thing I get in return. Total ripoff. But, you know, and you can never save money, you can never do jack shit in this country. everything's illegal. You know, they arrested this guy, this big famous musician. He got arrested for smoking a joint, and he said he's like, I saw it on the ground and I picked it up and I smoked it and I didn't know what it was. Jesus Christ, what an idiot. I mean, you go to jail for anything, this bitch. Work, pay your taxes. It's no good over here. Gotta find something better. Some greener pastures. Because, that's what life's all about, you know. I mean, fuck's sakes. And, just try my best to pursue that. Because for me, life is not all about just doing the same stupid shit every fucking day for the rest of your life. Being a goddamn robot or a monkey, you know, spin a wheel for your whole goddamn life. I mean, I can't find any pleasure in that kind of lifestyle. I need something new. I need something fresh. I'm not talking about like a little stupid vacation somewhere. Oh yeah, I went to Hawaii for a week. That's not gonna do it for me. Life itself needs to be flavorful, interesting. I know people, you know, some of my good friends from back in the day, they always disagreed with me. They said, no, you can just create your own reality and sit here and look at the trees and don't. I'm just not. I'm fundamentally different than that. I mean, if I ever got bedridden, I would actively pursue psilocybin, and I would just take that shit all the time in my bed, you know, and just trip balls, and then, I don't know, maybe write a book about what I figure out, because if you can't move, can't get out and do anything, I can't think of anything else I'd love to be doing, you know, at least when you're tripping on shrooms, you know, you're taking a trip. So I'm trying to make this move, you know, I'm trying to head up there. I hope I can pull it off. I mean, it's starting to crystallize, this dream. And, you can't let anything slow you down. You can't let anything impede your work, your plans on this stuff, because there are a lot of forces that are against you. And it seems like they're growing all the time. You just gotta have tunnel vision and get to where you gotta, you know, you need to be. People always want to throw a monkey wrench in your whole plan every time, so you just gotta not even think about it, you know, and just know your deal, know your plan, know what you want, follow your heart. So some people, you know, they're perfect robots, they're perfect monkeys, and some people ain't. So I'm just not one of those types. And I'm not noble either. I mean, I'm not gonna do that whole noble bullshit. I don't believe in any people, and anybody's noble. You know, some people are like, I'm gonna suffer because I made a promise 10 years ago. I'm gonna suffer through it. Why? Doesn't make any sense. You make everybody happier if you stop suffering. You know, isn't that obvious? Talking bullshit now. That's the plan.